If you're looking to buy an 80s bike for restoration purposes, you will find some models are more plentiful than others. That's because they obviously sold in larger numbers, which makes parts availability better and the parts are cheaper than the more obscure, less popular bikes. If it's rare, it's usually because nobody bought them. And if no one liked them then, no one likes them now. Rarity does not necessarily mean it's valuable. Now, I speak from some experience when I say that some models landed on the market like a cowpat in a paddock. Models like Suzuki's GR650, Honda's FT500, Yamaha's XS400, or the Kawasaki LTD440. They all made one, and riding any one of these buckets of blandness was enough to induce a coma. Now, I know some owners swore by them, the rest of us swore at them. A lot of them were nothing more than experiments on the buying public. We could do a whole series on bikes to avoid. Some bikes, however, set new standards in design and performance and went on to legendary status, setting up a whole model lineup. Bikes like the GPZs, the CBRs, GSXRs, YZFs, all fantastic bikes. Then they also made things like the shaft-driven clunkers of the 80s as well. But you'll find most of them these days have been fitted with a chain. An anchor chain leading up to a boat. Do your research, folks, and good luck. British bikes were all the rage for a long time. Bikes like these, from the 40s, 50s, 60s and 70s. It was in the 70s that the Japanese built their first superbikes. But then, in the 80s, they really hit their stride. They churned out models with new features like fuel injection, 16-inch front wheels, turbocharging. We had 4-cylinder 250s, we had 6-cylinder 1000s. There were liquid-cooled 4-strokes, V4 2-strokes. In the 80s, the Japanese factories were a total enigma. It was like watching a stroke victim on a pogo stick. You never knew which direction they were heading next. For this series, we've started out with a fairly popular bike to restore, and that will be our practice in the future. And whether it's Japanese or European, they'll all be treated with the respect they deserve. And all going to plan, they'll all turn out at least as good as this Katana.
Two Blokes and a Motorbike is brought to you by Bikereview.com.au.